What's up, summoners? King Blair here. Today we're gonna be talking about one of the current banner heroes, not both, but one of them, which is going to be Sigret. Bildred, I have made a video in the past. All you need to know about him is he's an amazing farmer and has access to speed imprint, so if you have multiple copies of him, he becomes pretty nuts for regular arena and even for RTA. You can still use him there with some pretty interesting cleave teams, so very staple for farming though. Probably one of the most staple units for farming and for Banshee, for Asimec Hunt, just a very solid unit overall. But we're here to talk about Sigret and whether or not you should pull for her in particular with how the current situation is. And I'll explain that a little bit at the beginning. So if you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord link. I try to keep up with it as much as possible, but you know, I'll try to stay honest to it. But just, y'all have been doing awesome. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Y'all, Sigret, whew. So why do I say she comes at a terrible time? She is becoming a staple unit with very good Wyvern 13 capabilities and really good scaling in PvP arena. But there's also Seaside Bellona coming up, who is a limited unit that is absolutely broken in all aspects of the game. And there's also the new collab hero that is coming out next week, who no one expected, who's also probably going to be limited, and we don't know if we pull for her. You know, that information isn't out right now. But assuming the worst case scenario, that means that if you really want Sigret, which if you have the resources, I'm going to tell you right now, you should pull for her if you don't have her, because she's amazing, even if you're a late game player. But if you don't have resources, then it's a big choice that I can't make that choice for you. I can just give you the information on Sigret and how good she is and how good she has proven to be. And you have to make that choice for yourself and decide what you want to do. So let's get right into it. First with the skills, then we'll do a showcase, and then at the very end we'll do some Bildred summons, because I don't have Bildred and I really need him for farming. My farming is horrendous without him, so I really do need to get him and build him. But all right, let's see the previews. So Sigret is one of the OGs, but for one of the OGs, like, they have a certain design. They're not as like flashy, but she still has one of the best freaking animations and like designs in this game. Like the glasses, the hair, the weapon. Honestly, my favorite part is the weapon. Like, it's a staff that becomes a scythe. Like, that's so unique, y'all. And then like, look how it bubbles. Like the idle animation, gosh, like they really outdid themselves with the model. But let's talk about skill wise. So usually I just go through the skills, but I'm gonna tell you right now, she's good for PvP and PvE. Amazing at both. Like, you cannot argue that she's bad at either, because she excels at both. And particularly for PvE, Wyvern, for PvP, she's just insane with Oxlots. She is not okay with Oxlots. She can take out 2 units pretty easily if built well. Like, if built over 4.2k attack. I wish I could show that for you. I can only show you guys the Wyvern because I don't have a ruin and there's no free on equip. So I can't put my Karen equips on her or like my damage equip on her. But I will show you the Wyvern. But all right, enough of that. Let's look at the skills. So skill 1, amazing for Wyvern. Why? It's an auto attack that has a chance to proc 2 bleeding effects for 2 turns. It registers separately, so you have a chance to either put 2, put 1, or put 0. But most of the time, you're going to be putting at least 1. And it's usually pretty standard. You rarely will ever get 2. I actually don't think if you can ever get 2. They do this really weird where it's like 2 bleeding effects for 2 turns. Where it's like, I don't know, it's weird with Biken too. It has the chance, I just haven't seen it in a very long time. But just know it's really good for Wyvern. It's a debuff on a skill 1. Yes, it's only up to 50%. But that's still pretty solid. All right, on to skill 2. So skill 2, this is the reason why she's so good at PvP and PvE. So if y'all didn't know, she has exclusive equipment attached to her, which means that she gets an extra 14% attack, and she gets her skills buffed. One of the ones, which is honestly by far the best one to buff, is that the conditions for this skill to trigger go from being 50% of health to 75% of the health. Which, why is that so good? It makes it so you can actually use her in PvP and take out a unit. Why? Because you use this skill. It does really good multiplier, unhealable, and bleed, which is broken for Wyvern because that's 2 debuffs. But then if you get the Wyvern below 75%, which is pretty easy, If you have a defense break on the Wyvern, you use this skill, 75%, boom, instantly triggers first skill, has a chance to apply another bleed effect, so that's 3 debuffs from one skill. Y'all, people clamor in Wyvern. Like even like someone like Dizzy, she can only put 2, and that's her ultimate. This is Sigret's second skill. She has the opportunity to instantly put, boom, 3 debuffs on the enemy when she procs this skill and then just applies a bleed. It's so good for Wyvern. It makes Wyvern runs so much more consistent, so much easier, and also because they're countered as individual attacks, you can put Daydream Joker. This skill will do 6% of the Wyvern's health guaranteed without you doing anything, just because of Daydream Joker, which is why it's the best artifact for her for Wyvern. And that's just PvE. For PvP, it's a 2-hit attack, and when you soul burn it, it gives you an extra skill. And what does the ultimate do? Absolutely murks Arbiter Vildred, absolutely murks so many other, like made Chloe's, because it penetrates defense, y'all. It's basically, think Specimen Cess, but more damage. This ultimate does do more damage than Specimen Cess, and it's just nutty with Arbiter Vildred. Like, it's just like, man, it's insane. This ultimate will one-shot a lot of units, and if they have debuffs, this can go up to 100% penetration. So it's like, if they have a defense break, that's basically 100% penetration. You're basically killing that unit. So, God, and then the animation, I love the little glass push. Yo, it's so slick. But yeah, so where can you use her? I kind of already talked about it, but biggest places is Wyvern 13 and PvP. For Wyvern 13, I will show you guys mine, who is not the best. She's not a perfect Sigret. She's actually like mediocre because I just haven't invested that much in her, and she does her job where I need her to. But for PvP, it's a slightly different build because she has to be a lot more damage but a lot slower, and she's usually paired up with Oxlots. Oxlots will give her first turn, or even like Athletica, you'll soul burn, you'll do this kill, boom, proc your first kill, and then kill a Seaside Bellona. People use this to kill Seaside, and then they use this skill to kill Arbiter Vildred. And it's like, okay, GG. That's like, you use 2 units. It's a 2 for 2, which most units can't do that who also have Extinction, which is why she's so freaking good for PvP. So she has been proven to be an amazing PvE unit and proven to be an amazing PvP unit. So she's a solid unit. So why am I still hesitating to tell you to pull for her? For Wyvern, there are other options. Yes, I hate to say that, but it's true. Alexa, Terranorgard, and Furious paired up with an Angelica. Yes, you have to build more units to do her same job, but it's like, it's still just as consistent, so it's not a must-have. So I can't say she's a must-have. Like, there are some units that are must-haves. Like, Tama is almost on the level of must-have, because if you don't have Tama, it's so much harder. If this was a Tama banner, oh, you have to pull for them, no matter what, even if there's limiteds coming up, because Tama is just that broken. For Sigret, there are other options for her. There are other Extinction units. So I can't tell you to pull for her, especially with 2 amazing collabs coming. I don't know how good the other one is, but she's going to be limited. And then Seaside, y'all already know she's broken, like for everything, for PvP, PvE as well. So it's tough. It's a tough decision. But yeah, let me show you the Sigret, and then we'll take her to Wyvern. So if you are, let me just say this, if you are a new player, she is a really easy investment that can help you late game. But also just really good for PvP, just a lot of options. And then it's hard not to pull for her. If you're a late game player and you have the resources and you don't have her, but you already have a Wyvern 13 team, it's not as important. If you already have a Wyvern 13 team, she's not a must-have. If you don't have a Wyvern 13 team, she's really freaking good for that. And it's almost like, it makes it so much easier. But yeah, these are the stats on the one I have. Over 65% effectiveness, that's the only thing that matters. Pretty good attack, decent speed, so she won't get lapped by the Wyvern that often. But yeah, not the craziest. People have her like a 4K attack. I wasn't able to do that. So the team I use for her is shown there. Not the craziest, not the most consistent team, but you know, it gets the job done. So we'll do that. So it's Angelica, Seaside, and then the Karen. My Karen is trash. My Seaside is also not the best. My Angie's pretty tanky, so let's just showcase it. It doesn't have 100% success rate. It has like probably around like 80%, which is not the highest. But y'all watch how much work Sigret actually does on this boss. So we missed it. Like we'll keep talking. So while this runs, you guys can watch the Wyvern run, and then let's just talk. Let's have a little talk while the Wyvern goes. So biggest thing with Sigret is she is amazing for Wyvern 13, and she's a really good Oxlots unit. So if you have Oxlots and you want to use her for PvP to counter Arbiter Vildreds, I would tell you, if you have the resources, for sure, pull for her. If you're a beginner player and you have the resources to pull her and potentially Seaside and potentially another collab unit in 4 weeks, then pull for her. Because she look how much work she does. Like, it's just insane. It sucks that we already had to use the S2. This usually means it's not going to be a great run, but we'll be fine. But she just does so much work, and the damage she does, it's insane. I don't have the right exclusive equipment on her because I didn't get lucky with my exclusive equipment. So just know that I don't have the best one for her. And the Wyvern's being Wyvern, so we might lose, but this is why I like her first kill so much. Boom. Our run was about to get lost, and then she pulled in the clutch with the auto attack, even though she already used her S2. But yeah, new players, if you don't have a Wyvern 13 team, very good unit. I would honestly pull a few for her, but just make sure you have enough to pull for Seaside if she does get the rerun, and then the new unit. So it's a lot of summons. It's like 240 summons, which most players won't be able to do. So if there are other options for Wyvern, don't feel like I'm never gonna get Sigret, I'm never gonna be able to progress. You will eventually be able to pull for her just because she is a pull unit. She's not limited. And there are other options for Wyvern. It's just going to take you a lot longer to get to the point where you can do all that stuff. So if y'all see, I have my Seaside on the Bravestone, or not Bravestone. Man, what's the name of the artifact? Bloodstone, so she can heal. And then I have the Karen on the artifact that applies bleed when she attacks. And then I have Idol's Cheer on the Angie. So we missed the crit, and we missed the bleed. We hit the target though, which is nice. And then we should be getting an S2. So we should be okay. But this is the part that I usually do fail the run. If we miss all the defense break, which happens. So we're fine now. We got the defense break. We have 2 cases for defense break. So yeah. So Sigret is my main damage dealer for this, with secondary damage dealer being Karen, and that's about it. My Karen kind of she needs a big upgrade, y'all. Look at that. Like, she only did 9k. She should be doing like 13, 14k for her to be like very viable. But you know, we work out with what we have. I'll show the stats of them after this. But yeah, Sigret came at a terrible time. Any other time, I would have told you it's a no-brainer pull for her. But with the way things are right now, like, look at this. It's just 6% already, just flat because of Daydream Joker. And look at all those debuffs. Look at all those bleeds stacking up with the Sigret and the Torn Sleeve. One thing to note for Wyvern is the bleeds register before he attacks. So that means that if he starts his turn and he takes the damage, he will not hit anyone else if he has the bleed. Like, see right there? He's going to go for Angelica because bleeds still register as 3 debuffs even though they go away, if that makes any sense. So that's why this team is a lot safer. A lot safer than I thought, even with the bleeds, because I thought it was terrible. Oh man, we didn't get any good damage there. I think it's because we missed the defense breaks again. This should be GG. Maybe you'll get to see the damage. My Karen's missing way too much, y'all. Damn. So, there we go. Nice and easy. Not the fastest, but man, this took way longer than I thought. This is like a 4 or 5 minute Wyvern. I need to really upgrade my Wyvern team. And then that's, oh, this is over. Look how much damage she does with the 100% penetration. Oof. Oof. That's sleek. That's nice. Alright, so yeah. Let me show you guys the rest of the equip so y'all see why. But the Sigret, y'all saw, she was doing most of the damage. She was doing work. She was applying debuffs. She saved my run because of skill 1. Karen, where's my Karen? Oh, she's right here. I don't have her fully Malagoran, but see, she's not at 65% effectiveness, which is why I'm losing so often. And the damage is doo-doo. But that's mostly because like 3 of the 6 are like trash equips. Like this is so bad, y'all. Like this is it's terrible. It has good stats, like I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but I'm wasting crit rate. So I'll probably have to switch this for something that has more damage or more speed. This one, like, look at that. Like, why? It's the only one I had, you know? Like, what else are we gonna do, you know? It happens. And this one's doo-doo. And then my seaside, again, look at that. Only has, like, she's super mediocre gear. But, you know, they get the job done. So if I was able to upgrade it, I probably would be able to clear the Wyvern probably after Barrier 1. But, yeah, let's do the end of the video. We're gonna do summons for Vildred with what I have, so 19 summons. Hopefully we pull him. If we pull him here, that's the nuts, y'all. That'd be crazy. But yeah, let's just... Oh, it's an artifact. We can skip. Aureus, nice. Woo, we're getting good luck. But yeah, I'll tell a summary basically right after here, after we finish pulling for these. What? Yo, that's some glitch. That's a glitch, y'all. No way we got that twice. Yeah, look at this. Now it's lagging too. Man, that's that post-update lag. Yeah, there we go. I was like, wow. I just wanted to do some summons, man. Wow, that was Aureus back-to-back. What are the odds? I'm kind of curious, actually, what the odds are for me to pull double Aureus. Back-to-back, too. That's like Aureus. That's like if you pulled, like, the same MO 3-star twice, which does happen, and it really irks me when that happens. Let's see what we get. No, I got so excited. I saw a little shadow, and I was like, oh, we actually got the Vildred? No way. Violet Talisman. Okay, I'm actually trying to upgrade this to max. Because I'm building a spicy build. I'm making a spicy build for Moonlight Rin. Oh, maybe? Oh, why you beat me like this, Epic 7? Hey, good, nice. G-Perg. He's actually not terrible. He's actually pretty scary. I think people are actually sleeping on him. I've had the joy to go against a couple of good Perguses. It is not fun. Let's see this time. Where are the nuts? That's the nuts, y'all. Oh my god. Yo. Hey, but should we keep pulling though? Should we keep pulling though? Oh my god, I was not expecting it. Nah, we're gonna stop pulling here. I need to save up summons. I need to be ready because I want to build my seaside to be better. I need to get more seasides, and I need the artifact, which I don't have. So we're gonna stop there. So the video's done, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. Just a summary for everything. If you have enough to pity for seaside and are close to pitting for the other collab, I would throw in a couple summons for Sigret if you don't have her because she's really, really good. If you're an early game player and you didn't start with Vildred like me, I would also throw a couple of pities for him. He's amazing as well. But y'all, 2 collabs back to back. Y'all have to be prepared. You don't want to regret not pulling for a unit that you'll never have a chance of pulling again. So just know that. Just know that that is a thing that you have to think about. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. I don't want to underhype Sigret or Vildred because they're both solid units. And if you waste all your resources for them, that's completely fine because you're going to be progressing through the game a lot quicker with them. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.